Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2609 of What You Up To Now. Documenting the journey, sharing lessons learned. Originally, I came online in 2017, end of 2017, 2018 is when I really started doing videos and annual challenges because I was challenged by a group of people and my mentors and coaches to do live video. So here I am, 2,609 days later, still doing them and just sharing what's working, what's not working, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I am participating in a personal branding challenge right now, which my daughter yesterday got me thinking in a whole different way, in a whole different track, which is sometimes that's just what we need. Somebody to ask us a question, then we do some self-reflection and we're like, is this really the direction I want to go with this? And the answer is no, which is part of why I'm saying I've never selected my personal brand before, because it's forcing me to choose what's right for me versus what I think is right for the rest of the world, which is what we're supposed to do all along, which is what I coach people on, which is, kind of mind-boggling that it takes a question from my daughter to actually get me to think and reflect on what I need to think and reflect on, which is what today's exercise for Supersize Your Business as well as Be a Better You Annual Challenge is all about. It is the Lifeline exercise, and it is about looking at, and the interesting thing about life is we live it in the present moment. That's the only time we can take action or do anything. But we don't understand the ramifications and the consequences or the results of the actions that we take in the present moment until the future comes. And when the future comes, we can only understand by looking back at the past. I know, crazy, right? Well, that's what I love about this exercise. And we're going to do it with respect to communication today. We are looking at creating our own timeline. Remember timelines from school? Usually history class or any type of language class. We learned it in a lot of different language classes. So we learned about the history of that country, as well as social studies, timelines of events, important events that happen, and how they led up to or actually created or caused different other events. We're going to do the same thing, but with our own life or with our own business timeline. And we look at the year we were born with respect to ourselves. Me, 1960. Yep, turned 65 last week. Amazing. Just happy to be here. And with respect to our businesses, I call it a business timeline or a business lifeline. We want to start that as the founder or owner or the C-suite or whatever leadership role we're playing. Maybe it's what and when your department was formed in your organization. If you're a department head, whatever your role is, you make it fit for you, right? We take the tools that we learn about and we make them our own. So we're going to take this lifeline or this timeline tool and we're going to make it our own. Obviously, I have made it my own. And last month we looked at it with respect to confidence. So if you've been with me since the beginning of the year, you've already started your timeline. And all you're going to do is each month as we go through the different areas of the life framework, you're going to add and then graph on it the impact of that particular life framework area. So this month it's communication. What impact or what was the impact on communication, or how was I communicating? Ask yourself a bunch of questions about communication with respect to a few of the key events and see, amazingly, the patterns and the things that start to show up for you. And ask yourself, is that pattern that I'm repeating for me or against me? Is it helping me create the life I want, or is it a pattern that doesn't fit me anymore? And I'm very clearly able to let that go now. Great exercise. If you need any help with this, if you've never done one, please ask if you're struggling with it, because it is such a powerful exercise. I want you to have this in your toolbox going forward so you can use it to self-reflect, to understand more about yourself and how you react and respond to things, and then determine, again, is this the way you want to continue to communicate and respond, or do we maybe want to find a better way? I'm this way with raising my voice with my granddaughters. I get all freaked out and nervous sometimes because I think they're going to hurt themselves, and I don't want them to hurt themselves. I never want my grandchildren to get hurt on my watch, right? Never, ever, ever. And they're kind of little daredevils, so they like to do stuff that scares the daylights out of grandma. And so I raise my voice, which doesn't work. It absolutely doesn't work. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to figure out ways to communicate differently with my favorite little humans so that they are safe, but they actually hear the things I'm telling them, and they don't approach their life with a ton of fear, but they also approach their life with safety and cautious. And I can do this, but anything that has irreparable damage, let's not do that, right? That's always been my philosophy. Another day of my personal branding challenge today, and I'm working on that. Uh, it's got a big AI component, which I have really conflicting thoughts about AI. I use it a little bit. I've used it just a little bit to help with the rough draft of my content when it comes to certain things. And I, I, I am start to think it all sounds the same. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like you can actually read stuff now and you know if it's generated by AI or if it's generated by humans. And I don't know if other people do that, but I do. And I'm like, I can tell who on my friends list in different platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, is actually using AI to respond or if they're doing it themselves. And guess what? People that are AI responding, I just start to ignore their stuff. Why? Because I know it's not them. And why am I going to waste my time and energy interacting with their bot or their computer or their AI when the reason that you do that, auto generate, is only because you're looking for people that want to say yes to you and be your customer, which if that's your strategy, that's your thing, go ahead and do it. Not mine. I think the more authentic, the more we show up as who we really are, the more we actually will connect with humans, no matter what happens in the world. No matter if AI and robots and everything else starts to take over things, it's not going to matter because humans want to interact with humans. My opinion. All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, please do the Lifeline exercise for yourself today. You don't have to do it for me. I don't care if you do it or not, but I know how powerful it can be to help you move in the direction you want your life to go and help you to be a better person. Because that's what we all want to do. All right. Have a great day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.